So, Phantom Blade Zero. I've been talking about this game since it was revealed back in May of 2023, because from the outset, it just frankly looked too good to be true. Like, I remember watching the showcase and then seeing this combat and just going, how is this even real? Like, it's gotta be fake gameplay. There's no way that this actually runs. You know, like, what is happening? But from the moment it was revealed, there was just this feeling that this could be something special. This really could be exceptional in the true sense of the word. And over the last couple of years, I've had the chance to play it. I've played a number of these boss fights that you're seeing on screen, and as have many other people at Gamescom, all over the place. And I can attest that it is actually that good. It's not the kind of game you might expect it to be. More on that a little bit later. But the game that it is remarkable. Truly it is. And just a few days ago, I was in Los Angeles for Summer Games Fest and Play Days. And while I was there, I met with the crew over at S Game who's making this. And we talked, and they shared a little piece of information that blew my freaking mind. And I'm going to tell you all about it because it reframes everything we've seen in a way that broke my brain. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you wait to the end of like a 30-minute video to tell you. I'm just going to tell you. They shared with me that this game has been advertised, shown off with like tens or across all social media, hundreds of millions of views. It's gone viral multiple times in multiple different ways with all of these gameplay clips that look too good to be true. And they told me just a few days ago, I'm not joking, that everything they have shown so far is side content. They apparently have not shown a single shot of main story gameplay. Everything they've shown is side content, which is crazy. Like, people have been looking at this gameplay going, there's no way this is real. It looks too good to be true. And then it turns out it's literally just the side stuff. Like, they haven't even shown you the main course, the entree, where most of like the creative effort goes. It's unbelievable. Like, I can't even stress enough how insane it is to market your game for literal years, blow people's minds with it, and then just casually mention, oh yeah, no, everything that's just side content. That's just side quests, optional. Yeah, no. You haven't even seen main story stuff. Like, it's unbelievable, dude. And listen, I can't tell you everything that I know. What I will say is that while I was in Los Angeles, I got the chance to see some stuff that is not public and that nobody has seen before. And oh my God, like, holy, yeah, I'm at a loss for words. As I've told you guys, Phantom Blade Zero is this good. Like, what you're seeing on screen is the actual gameplay. This is what it looks like when you're playing it. It actually plays and runs like this. It is crazy smooth, and like the boss fights are crazy. It's just, it is what it appears to be in many, many ways. Also, it's not what you think it is, but again, I'll get to that in just a minute. And so the initial hurdle, which is that people look at it and say it looks too good to be true, doesn't really apply because it is this. So if you are saying that if you give me this, I will be happy, you will get this because this is real. Like, I just did this boss fight again like 5 days ago or whatever it was. So it's very much real. And to think that this isn't even the main course just blows my mind. Like, I just can't even put into words how ridiculous that is. Like, it's such a flex. It's just wild. You know, you just don't see this kind of thing in the industry ever. And they just casually mentioned it like it was no big deal. I asked them, I was like, wait, did I hear you correctly? Is that true? And like, yeah. Like, I don't think they really understood how crazy that is. But I'm here to tell you that's insane. Now, having said that, I do want to circle back to another point, which I've alluded to a couple of times, which is that the game is what it appears to be, but it's also maybe not the exact game you're expecting. Apparently, a lot of people look at this gameplay and they assume it's going to be a Souls-like game. And I mean that in terms of like the actual structure of the game, where you're going through environments to get to a boss fight that kind of capstones it. Then maybe you ring a bell that offers a save checkpoint. You go collect your souls if you die, and then use those for upgrades. And it's like an action RPG. People mean it with that, but they also mean it in terms of controls, where like it's R1 light attack, R2 heavy attack. That is not what this game is at all. It's of course hard to explain without having like the game in front of me playing where I can just show you the button presses, but effectively the game is much closer to an action game than it is to a Souls-like. It's about tying together combos, it's about perfect parries and perfect dodges, it's about swapping weapons quickly and tying those weapons and their abilities together. So for example, you can see in the bottom right hand corner, there's 2 weapons on the left side and then there's 2 on the right side. You see he just swapped between those 2. He swapped to the axe and now he's going to swap back and forth. And that's because every time you swap weapons, they each have their own meter. So you can actually chain attacks together very, very like complicated attack chains by swapping weapons and juggling those between each other like that with the axe. They're so badass. And because there's so many different weapons to choose from, you can actually go through and like specifically choose weapons that synergize well with each other. And even for specific boss fights, certain weapons and weapon types will work better for others. It's kind of crazy, but it's all about dynamic gameplay in the moment as opposed to just throwing stat points into one column that makes you more powerful. It rewards skill and knowledge of the gameplay systems over how many like runes you collected to level up, which is just not what this game is. That means that when people try the demo for the first time, sometimes they are like a little taken aback. They're not sure what they think of it because it doesn't play the way their brain is telling them it should play, you know? But once it clicks with you, bro, it is silky smooth. There's nothing quite like it. And oh my God, I love it. It's really, really good. I honestly, don't come at me. Okay. I'm just saying my opinion, just my opinion. Okay. Just my opinion. I think I prefer this combat style over like the 1,000 Souls-like games we've gotten. There's so much more nuance and complexity in the move sets, in distancing, in juggling weapons and swapping them. Like it's kind of wild how much variety there is. I like it. Maybe I'm just burnt out on Souls-like combat. I don't know. But what I do know is that I really like what I've seen here. I dig it. So I just wanted to share a bit of this with you because it's absolutely mind-boggling. And I think one of the reasons, honestly, that S-Game's been able to make this game when other studios are struggling to put something half as complicated together. I think a lot of it is, you know, they're hungry. It's a go-getter team, but also it's just broader industry stuff. Like we're talking about a time in the industry where Xbox has 3% margins. Like they literally would make more money buying treasuries with like 2-year maturities at 0 risk. Like they would make more money at that, which pays 4% annually, than trying to make $100 million video game. Like that's how unhealthy parts of this business are right now. And so when you go over to like China, when you go over to Korea, Japan, where you're not plagued by a lot of the ills that a lot of American and Western game studios suffer from, you can do a lot of crazy stuff that just isn't really possible in Western markets. So there's that. Also, you remember after Black Myth Wukong's ridiculous success back in 2023, there was a flood of investment that came in specifically to Chinese studios, S-Game being one of them that was approached by many investors over there because investors saw, oh, we can make games that like Western markets drool over and that sell 10 million copies in 5 days. Oh, yeah, let's do that. We don't need to just make, you know, MMOs or RTSs or gacha games. Like we can actually go and make these types of games too. Let's go for it. And Phantom Blade Zero is not the only one. Of course, Black Myth Wukong is also getting a sequel. We're getting Tides of Annihilation, which is like an Arthurian legend that's also coming from a Chinese studio and looks incredible. And we also are seeing other games like Blood Message, which is coming from a brand new team that's making basically a God of War meets Uncharted meets historical fiction game. Like it's absolutely mind-boggling. But that's why I've been telling you guys on stream and everywhere that I can, that I really think in the next 5 years, the biggest studios that are going to take the world by storm, that are going to captivate a lot of eyeballs and attention and spend, honestly, they're going to come from these Eastern studios. They're going to come from China. They're going to come from Korea, from Japan, because those guys, like, they're pumping out Crimson Desert. They're pumping out this. They're pumping out Blood Message. They're pumping out Black Myth Wukong. They're doing all this stuff like it's nothing. It's crazy. And in an age where Western devs are spending $200 million to put out a flop, I mean, how do you compete? You know, it's just wild. But more than anything, I think the reason that Phantom Blade Zero specifically looks so crazy is because they have like a very clear structure, and they have a visionary game director. He like literally goes by S. I got the chance to meet him this past week. Really cool guy, very down to earth and grounded. But he has a very clear idea of what this game is going to be and is working hard to make it happen. And they follow his leadership, and you can see there's a cohesive vision, and they're delivering on it. And that's what you also need. When you have too many cooks in the kitchen, you don't tend to end up with a masterpiece. You tend to end up with like Watch Dogs Legion, you know? Doesn't end great. So I just wanted to share this with you because it blew my mind, and the game continues to look better and better. But I will leave with one piece of advice for the team, which is that I personally think that a demo would really, really be beneficial in this case, especially because a lot of people still misunderstand what this combat system is going to be. They look at it and they think it looks awesome as a Souls-like, and they perhaps don't understand what they will be getting into, which is not necessarily a game that's harder or easier. It's just different, you know? And so I think a demo would go a long way to help people understand what this game is and still sell them on it, but just avoid that knee-jerk reaction of like, oh, how does this work when launch hits? But honestly, at this point, they clearly know what they're doing. So who cares what I have to say? You know, I'm just saying I think a demo would be cool, but I understand it's a lot easier said than done. But there you go, just a piece of information. They have not shown any main story, main quest gameplay at this point. I believe they've shown a couple of little snippets of cutscenes from like early in the main story. I believe, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they've shown slivers of main story cutscenes. But in terms of gameplay, they have not shown anything. All of the gameplay you've seen is side quests, which is crazy. And again, I can't be specific even though I really, really want to, but I've seen some of the stuff that is not public, and yeah. You feel me? Know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's going to do it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for making my dreams a reality every single day. I'm humbled that I get to do this for a living and that you guys watch and listen to me ramble. It's truly humbling. I appreciate it greatly, as does the whole Luke Stevens team and crew that works so hard to give this channel content, but also the live channel and the clips channel and our TikTok and Instagram. There's a lot. So truly, thank you from the bottom of my heart and theirs for making all this possible by watching the content and enjoying it. I'm just glad you're here. So truly, thank you. But with all that said, thank you for watching. I love you all desperately, and I'll see you in the next video. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.